Hello and welcome to MGAC 303, Spring 2018 term. I want to start out by saying welcome to the class and want to give a few pointers just to get you started. This course, obviously you log in through Blackboard to get your course, but I'll also let you know here in just a few moments how we'll access our coursework in SAM 2016. But first, most times when you open up your MGAC 303 Blackboard, you'll come to the announcements. And I prefer that you check these at least 2 or 3 times a week, as I'll put out announcements and reminders and tips to help you throughout the course. But to start the course off, you'll need to go here, start here, course orientation. Under course orientation, you'll see course reminders. This is an actual assignment that you'll need to complete first thing. And basically this will count 1 point, but does not count towards your actual total. And the reason for this is for the course reminders and the orientation assignment is for attendance purposes, financial aid, to show that you are participating in the course. So what you'll do on this is you will click on course reminders, and it's going to open up your assignment link. But what you have to do is you have to open this document, which is important reminders for things to know for SAM 2016 MG303. Save it to your desktop. And what you want to do is you want to open the Word file. And you want to read through some of the important things that you will need throughout the course, and some things that are required, and some things that policy based, excused absences versus unexcused. Yes, this is an online course, but what I mean by excused or unexcused, that's talking about your assignments. So what you want to do is you want to go through this list, look at every one of these, read them over, make sure you understand them, and once you're done with that, you will go to course reminders, which is the actual assignment link, as the document states, for instructions. You will browse to your computer, and you want to choose this, open, and then you'll click submit. As you can see, this is my instructor bio. I'm not going to insult your intelligence by reading everything to you. You're welcome to look this over and at your own time or at your own pace. I've also listed under course orientation tips for Mac users. For those of you that are using a Mac with Excel on Mac, those of you that are using an older version of Mac Excel, you may have some issues with SAM 2016, which is Excel 2016. This course is designed for a Windows-based Excel product from Microsoft. However, I've had students in the past that have used Macs, and they've had the older versions installed, but that was when we were using 2013 Excel. They seem to get through the course okay. But now that we're using Excel 2016, SAM 2016 to get through this course, you would probably need the latest version of Microsoft Excel on your MacBook or your Mac computer. But just in case that you are using that, here are some useful tips, and I've had several students in the past is like, well, what do I do for this? What do I do for that? I'm using a Mac, and so, like, for instance, for tasks that require a Windows Control key on an Apple keyboard, press the Command key instead. So just helpful hints here to get you started for that. Next, we've already talked about the announcements. I want you to check those at least 2 or 3 times a week. Check your university email account. This is your responsibility. It's not my fault, or it's not up to the university to make you check your email, but this is something that you should do on your own, as reminders and emails and things will go out about the course, and sometimes with a pressing urgency that you would actually need that message. So it would behoove you to check it as many times as possible through the week. So I'm going to skip this section here, Access SAM 2016 Help and Purchase SAM Cengage, for this moment. But I'm going to skip on down to a few links here where it says Contact Professor. So this is my contact information, my office hours. These may change throughout the semester depending on some of the things that are coming up. Whether there's different meetings throughout the day that I may have. So I'll post different office hours, but I will let you know if those things do change. So this is the best number to reach me. If I'm not there, leave a voicemail. But the best way to absolutely reach me is through email. I will get you a response very quickly. If I don't have an answer, I'll at least respond to you and tell you that I'll research the issue and get back with you. The course syllabus, very important. You want to open this up and read it. Make sure you understand everything. It sort of outlines what we're going to do for the course, what the course objectives will be, and so on. So sort of self-explanatory. Now to the course schedule. This is I've had some confusion in the past because in the past we have used SAM Cengage 2013, which students would log into Blackboard to start the semester, but that's probably the last time they would log into Blackboard for this course, because in SAM 2013 we would actually do all of your work and everything is done through SAM. And so when there were sometimes the schedule would differ from SAM and what was on Blackboard. Now that we're actually using SAM 2016, you will actually log into your Blackboard and you will access SAM. And so, as you can see, this course schedule, this is actually copied from SAM 2016. And so, let me make a quick note here that if there are discrepancies between the two schedules, between the one you see here and the one that you actually will see on SAM, I'll go ahead and click on it just to show you. So you'll go here to access SAM, and this will take you directly to your assignments. Okay, so as you see, your assignments will pop up here. Let me take away some of these things so it's not as confusing. So as you can sort it by date, you'll see what is due at the very first, week by week, some of the things that are listed. But one thing I do want to point out is the actual readings within SAM. This is an important part of the course where this one will open up the MindTap, Cengage Learning, Google Chrome. And so this has very detailed information about the course, about the different projects and the SAM paths that you'll work. And so something is wrong with my monitor. Bear with me just one moment. Okay, so we'll go to Excel 2016. We'll click on this, and I'll show you some of the features that this might have. So for instance, let's say Module 1, Getting Started with Excel. It'll bring open a screen, Module 1, Getting Started with Excel, and it gives you the chapter introduction, then it gives you each section and even subsections. And some of these, if I can find them, may not be on here on this particular chapter, but they're actually videos that will play. That is very helpful to get you through the course. But remember that as you go to your SAM Cengage, make sure you click on the readings, and it gets you click on the little I, and that'll get you to the online book, the Mind Tap, which actually has a little bit more information than the textbook, a few more helpful tips and tricks to get you through the course. All right, so that'll cover that. So as I mentioned before, the course schedule, getting back to that, if there are any discrepancies, between this course schedule and the one that's listed on SAM 2016, when you go through this one, the SAM 2016 is the default. That's the one that trumps everything. So if there are discrepancies between the two, SAM 2016 wins. So I want to bring you to SAM 2016 Help. Now, if you have any problems with SAM technical support, you'll need to call the Cengage technical support. What I mean by SAM, like if you have any trouble with the SAM path, which is your training and your exam, and that is actually performed through the website. You won't use Excel for that, so you actually use that through the website. If you're having trouble with that, contact these people, put in a trouble ticket. They know their program better than we do, the instructors here at Athens. So if you contact me, I'll tell you some quick fixes or something that we know in the past that has worked, but that's probably not going to be your fix. Sometimes it will, but a lot of times it will not be. So go ahead and enter a Cengage technical support ticket. And so they have an online site too that will take you to their website, and it is a searchable database, but it'll also say, for instance, I'm a student. You have account questions, access code, registrations, product, system support. So if you're having trouble with SAM Cengage for the training and exam, you would want to click here. And of course, you enter your product and the actual book that you're using, and it'll bring you to an online knowledge base, if you will, and you can search for the type of problem that you're having. Very useful source. Purchasing the book. This is pretty much self-explanatory. There's a hard copy, which is a loose leaf book, which gives you the SAM instant access, where we actually went through Access SAM to get to your assignments. And so personally, this is a little bit cheaper. I enjoy the e-pack. I don't like carrying around textbooks, so any chance I get to use an ebook, I will. But everybody has their own preference. I know people that need a book in front of them because they hate reading on a computer screen. I'm just the opposite. So it's a personal preference here. So this kind of gives you an idea where to go and purchase your book if you haven't done so already. But I will tell you this, SAM Cengage allows you a 14-day free trial. So you can work in SAM Cengage 2 weeks without purchasing the product. So there are no excuses for I didn't have a book, or I couldn't buy a book, or my book is on back order, or none of those are valid because SAM gives you a 14-day free trial. And in some cases, they will allow 21 days of free access. So that'll get you through the first 3 weeks of the course, and which is ample time to get your book. I believe many of these books are in ample supply, so there is no problem in getting your book. So let's click on course documents. We'll move on to that. Later on, when you get into, I think, Chapter 8 and 9 and even Chapter 11, you will need tutorial data files. You will download these and save them to your computer. And so this will help you for your project files as you later on in the course. So keep that in mind here. Discussion board. Okay, so the discussion board. Class Cafe, go out and introduce yourself. Let me know a little bit about yourself and let your classmates know a little bit about yourself. And you guys reply back and forth to each other. It's the only way you can collaborate and get to know each other, especially for an online class. I believe that is an important thing that we do, is to collaborate. And if there are any general questions, go here to General Class Questions, create a thread, and I'll check this once or twice a week. Well, I'll probably check it more than that, because I'll actually subscribe to this, and so if there's any messages that pop out there, I'll be sure to get them. And so in the past classes, we had a discussion board for tutorial 1, 2, for each tutorial, all the way through 12. And the point of these is, if you have a problem, click on one of these tutorials. See if anything is out here. If you're having a problem, see if somebody else is having the problem. If you are having a problem, if you don't see anything out here, create a thread. And let's just say printing a workbook. I am having issues printing a workbook. Help, please. Put a little smiley face there so it doesn't look like it's being rude. And you have the choice here to post the message as anonymous if you don't want people to know that you're having trouble or you're struggling with it. And then submit. And then there's a post out here. Well, there's the author, which is anonymous. That way people do not know if you're having the issue, but they just know that somebody is having a problem. And so I think that is a very important tool that I would like for you guys to use throughout the semester to help each other. Not to give each other answers by any means, but you can help each other if you run into different problems. I think that's about it, other than the Tegrity classes. I may put a couple of lectures out there so you can check back throughout the semester and look at Tegrity classes, and there's some videos that might be out there for various modules or tutorials. But last but not least, university information. This gives you the academic policies, student code of conduct and disciplinary procedures, the ADA notice, and the guidelines for withdrawals and incompletes. And also left another copy of the syllabus here. Let me touch on the student conduct, code of conduct, and disciplinary procedures. Sam Cengage has a feature that when you download a project file, it will encrypt that file and assign a security key code to that file. When you open that file and you start working on it, that key code belongs to your file. And so when you go to upload your file, it tracks all of your movements in that document, whether you copy, paste, click once, twice, 3 times in a cell. It looks at everything in there. And so what I've had people in the past do is they will go out to different homework sites, Google some of the products and projects that we're doing, and they will download those projects and use them as their own, and they will upload them. Well, I do a project report integrity check, and what that lets me do is it basically checks your documents for plagiarism. And so each week I will go out there and look and see if there's an incident report. And in that incident report, if your name pops up, if you've had too many copies and paste, it will put you on the list. it won't let you. It won't tell you that it's, you know, that's usually not an issue as long as you're working within your file. But what I've had other people do is they've copied from other SAM Cengage project files that people have put out there on Homework Junkies and um, whatever those sites are there. So um, it'll basically say, okay, well, this student downloaded this file, but they uploaded another student's file. And I've given several zeros, and I've even failed people in the course because they've had multiple projects that they cheated on. And so I will contact you through email, and at that point we can set up a conference call and or a telephone call or a face-to-face meeting and talk it out. But usually, I mean, there's usually no way around it. If you copy somebody else's file or download someone else's file and use it as your own, that is breaking the student code of conduct, and disciplinary procedures will take place. And usually for this one, it will result in a failing grade in the course or expulsion from the College of Business and Athens State University. I don't want to see that happen to you. If you're having trouble in the class, come to me or go to the discussion board and ask questions from your classmates. But do not download another file from one of these homework sites on Google, because I will find you out, and Sam Cengage will find you out as well. So anyway, welcome to the course, and remember to go to the Start Here course orientation. If you have any questions, my office hours that have been listed. So let's have fun in the class. There are some things in this course. The first few are going to be easy for some of you. Some of you may start out with it being difficult. Excel is not the easiest program in the world to know. This is my second year, sixth semester teaching this course, and I'm still learning things about Excel. Am I an expert in it by any means? No. And do I expect you to be an expert at the end of the course? No. But I do expect you to follow the directions. The directions are laid out, fairly simply. And if you follow those to the detail, then you'll have no problem in this class. So one of the things that I will just to end with, do not wait to the last minute to do your project or to do your exam or your training exam. Do not wait to the day of. Murphy's Law will kick in and your internet will crash or your computer will crash. Anything that you can think of will go wrong on that day. When you say, well, okay, well, project 1, 2, and 3 only took me, 2.5 hours to do everything. Well, after project 2 and 3, they start getting more difficult and more time consuming. So you cannot base everything on your on the first 3. I would say from probably tutorial 4 all the way through 12, you would basically looking at 3 to 4 hours minimum on each one of these to complete the entire thing if you were in one sitting. So please don't wait to the last minute. If you start your project the last minute, or if you start your SoundPath on the last day, and for some reason you can't get it uploaded or it's not recorded, that is on you. That is no excuse to say, well, hey, I started my project today and the deadline wasn't until midnight. Well, you chose to start on the very last day, so that falls on you. That is no longer an excuse, and I think that falls under the course policies that you'll read under the course reminders. Important reminders of things to know for SAM 2016 and MG 303 specifically points that out. So please just give yourself plenty of time and you won't have any trouble with the class. Again, welcome to the class, and look forward to working with you. If you have any questions, please give me a call or stop by and see me during office hours, or shoot me an email.